And good afternoon, everyone. Happy Thursday to you all. Yes, I know it's a surprise. Surprise to me, too. So, the quick story is I should be somewhere in the middle of New York right now on my way home back east. But my back had different plans. Wow, that shouldn't be doing that at all. There we go. Um, but my back had different plans. So, I have this weird nerve thing that kind of flares up every once in a while. So it took the opportunity to do just that. So I moved my trip back a little bit. I'm going to see everyone in a few weeks once I get through this, and so that leaves me here hanging out with you guys, which I love. So we have a little bit of extra time now to work on this Ford painting. It's the last one in this HD stencil series. Um, and I just want to kind of get this one done, so it'll be good. The other ones in that series is actually, because you're on YouTube, the Open Studio, the Harley painting is one of the paintings in that series. And that actually, yesterday I was at Source Gallery getting or ordering the frame for that. So we picked that out, and that should be in the end of January. So while that painting is on my site and available, and you can purchase that now, the actual ship date on that won't be till the end of January because I need to get that framed. It's got a nice frame coming in, really nice frame coming in for it. But that's one of the ones in this series. Home of the Free was another one in the series, which has actually been collected. The marble painting that I did a few episodes of that on YouTube as well. That one's also been collected, but that's one of the ones in the series too. And there's this one. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Oh yes, there's a painting of a P-51 Mustang from Bryant Dunbar's photograph, and that one has also been collected too. So if you're interested in this Ford painting, let me know. As soon as it's done, I do have the frame for this, and it's going to be ready to go, and it'll be that'll kind of do it for the series. So that's what I got. I got a little bit of show and tell, but not much, and we're ready to go. So I'll say hello to everyone, and yeah, let's get to it. Let's jump to this one. All right, hello to everyone. Bobby, what's up? How's it going? Dwayne Marshall, what's happening? Yeah, Bobby, it's okay. It's nothing serious, thankfully. It just the drive from, well, I don't have to tell you. The drive from here in Northeast Ohio to Massachusetts is about 11 hours, and that would just about do me in. So I'm feeling okay, but that the drive would have done it. Oh yeah, Simon, that was the bonus. That was a bonus. Astral, what's up? So yeah, so this is what we're working on. I worked on this on Monday, and we did a little bit of the wheel on Monday, and then I finished it Tuesday morning. So what I was thinking about doing was really finishing or working on this wheel. So I got to do the little chrome hubcap, and then if I have time with you guys, we'll go on to the tire. But that'll be good to lock that up. And then from there, with this painting, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do this more, since I've been working on this weirdly piecemeal. What I'm going to do is what I normally do, and the background needs to be done. So I'll finish this blue Ford in the back first, and then I'll jump back and finish up the front, because really I can't do things like the grill and you yeah, this fender and that kind of stuff while I still have to do the background. If I do the background first, then I can do all this stuff, and it'll go on top of it essentially. So that's it. So I do have a little bit of show and tell, which I'm super excited about. I've waited for these for a little while. These, I don't know why they took so long, but they did. So here are the last two of the Pyro Red paintings, and they are all framed up and ready to go. So I didn't have the frames for these. They were back ordered, and they finally came in, and they are ready to go. So if you're interested in one of these, again, that coupon code, the Holiday 23, this one here. So that'll work on everything, and including these. So these, two of these are already sold. So there are four left. So if there's one that you're interested in, now's the time. So they're open frames, which is nice, and they're clear coated, and yay. So that's Pyro Red, and that's all the show and tell I got. Showed you the ring that Pat made me last week. You guys were the first to see that, and yeah, we're good. Brad Mummery, what's up? Yeah, that's exactly it, Bobby. It's what happens is if I keep it in one position, like my back, for too long, then I get this like weird spasm type of thing, and yeah, the drive would have induced craziness. Oh my gosh, Astro, I'm sorry, man. Hey, Tim, what's up? There we go. All right, let's get started. Let's get this done. So again, what I thought I'd do today is the Chrome hubcap. And I just realized that I printed off a photo of this to use as a reference, but it sucks. And I realized that after the feed on Monday. When I went to finish the wheel, I used the tablet instead of the photograph I printed, and I was able to get so much more detail to put in. So, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to forgo ease of seeing the comments to be able to use my tablet. I mean, I could go grab my phone. I know. I need a special like caption ticker tape thing. Oops. There we go. So that's what I think I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to move this over. I'll readjust you guys in a second. And I'm going to put this here so I can move the tablet. Oy. Oh, geez, Astro. Well, at least you won't be in pain. And the way all the other fun stuff goes with modern dentistry, they'll be able to, you'll be able to have some options without the pain, which is awesome. So we're going to move that. I'm going to plug that back in here. And I'm going to turn off the comments on this so I can see the photo. Again, I could use the photograph, but it's not going to, like I said, I can get a whole ton more out of the tablet photo because I can zoom in and stuff like that. Where am I looking at? That's not what I want. Somewhere. It's so weird that, here we go. Where, hell, come on. Back. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, sorry. Feeling technically challenged today. All right. And also, to those who jumped in on yesterday's premiere and noticed I was not there, I apologize for that. I was actually, like I said, it was a kind of a last-minute decision not to drive out, and it was crazy, and so I was talking to my kids and doing all that, and so I actually missed my own premiere, unfortunately, which I kind of thought that I was going to maybe anyway, because, like I said, the plan was to take off on Wednesday. So, I mean, on Thursday morning early. So I thought that, there was a chance that I wasn't going to be there for my own premiere, but it just was weird. So anyway, if you enjoyed it, I'm happy, and that makes me real happy. I'll be there for the next one for sure. All right, yeah, I can reach over and look at the comments. Here we go. So it'll just take me a minute. There we go. Yes, Angus, I'm glad you're here, buddy. It's awesome. Very, very cool. All right, yeah, I'll just keep checking on the comments. So today I am going to do a real cheers with you guys. So I have a Great Lakes Vivacious, which is their double IPA, and I'm not going anywhere because I can't. So fortunately, there is no like heavy-duty pain medication involved with this. There's usually just some Advil at the end of the day because when I go to sleep, I'll stay in the same position, and that will cause the stuff to. So, but there's no heavy duty medication, so I can have a beverage. What I did I do that right? Nope, I did not. Hold on. I swear, I'll be ready in a second. Try this. Yay, okay. All right, so so this is fun. This will be fun because we got the Chrome hubcap to do. So what I did after the feed on Monday, and if you want to jump back at some point to kind of see how I did the hub, the inside of the hub, and then how I kind of come up with the spokes. You can check the Monday feed, and then what I did was I finished all the spokes on my own. I still have to do the rim of the wheel here, but what I think we'll do is we'll do the hubcap here, and then we'll move on from there. So it'll give you something a little bit cooler to watch, because the chrome is fun to do. What I need is my glove, so I don't start messing with this. And Tim, the new painting is coming out great. That was the other bonus. I should have been sleeping yesterday if I was bugging out, but because I was not, I was able to catch Tim's feed, which was fun. Oh my gosh, Brad, that would be awesome. Yes, I would take a private flight. Actually, we talked about that too when we were going back and forth over everything. You know, if I should just catch a flight instead of drive. But as far as commercial flights, the nearest airports, Cleveland and Pittsburgh, are both over an hour away. And then sitting in the plane, so I decided not to. But yeah, a private thing would be good. I could get up and move around. Oh, Brewdog, nice, Simon. Love it, yeah. Yeah, Tim, of course, man. I'm loving that series. All right. So where to start with this? So first thing I got to do before I get into, because I'm going to cut out some stencils for the reflections that are in this. It's really neat. There's a yellow part of you can see the reflection of the painted line in this. You can see the asphalt. You can see the car that's like overheated. So it's a neat kind of reflection. And like all good design, you know, it's all about repetition and variation. So if you want something to have, you know, a strong design sense, take a theme and repeat it, but change it a little bit. That's the human brain loves that. It's why these, you know, like wallpaper patterns or you know, patterns that you'd see in graphic design are so pleasing to us, and they really you know, they really resonate with us because it's that repetition and variation. It's a hallmark of good design. So this painting has that by default, just by the way the car is. So you have this wheel right here, and you have the identical wheel up here, but it is different because of the angle and the perspective and a little bit of changes. So it really sets up a cool thing. And then of course the other wheels are the same. The blue car is the same wheels because it's the same year and everything, so you get more of that. So I don't know why I brought that up or where that was going, but that's it. Oh, that's funny. I just got a big warning notice on YouTube, and I thought it was like, you know, like your stream is crashing or whatever. It's saying my streaming device is uploading information too fast, which is wonderful. Wonderful. All right. So let's roll on. Brad, the airport's only a mile from his house. Oh, that's awesome. How about taking Amtrak to Boston? Tim, that's an excellent question. I don't know. They're actually, I know the north-south train, that Acela train, pretty much goes right through my hometown next door. However, that goes north-south, and I'm not sure what goes east and west from here. My guess is from where we are, because it's so rural that that I'd have to drive, you know, to like Youngstown or Akron or Canton or something like that to get, you know, that anyway. And again, those are all just short of an hour away. Oh yeah, it's all right. You know what? My birthday is next month. I'll go for my birthday and we'll have a good time. All right, so before I do the cutouts in this, I gotta kind of fix this oval here. So it's really just the HD stencil kind of popping through here, and it's any of the work that I did on the hub. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take kind of a neutral gray, because that will be easiest to kind of change. So like for instance, on the top side of this, the edge is really blue. The bottom side is, well, some of it's blue as well. But if I have like a neutral gray, I can just do the outside edge and then adjust it as I immediately screw it up. Yay. All right, let's try this again. So, so yeah. So that is what's going on in the life of me, which is fun. So I already talked to, I obviously talked to my immediate family and my kids, and it was great. Like I said last night, I spent a bunch of time kind of on, well, we use Discord a lot because it's easier. And so we were all together last night, all three kids and myself, and it was nice. It was great to catch up. So it's a lot going on in their lives right now. So now, again, this, gosh, ovals and concentric circles and circles in general, you know, really strong geometric shapes are really easy for even the non-artist to understand that they're not correct. So these things here, getting this shape right here right is super important before I move on with anything. One of the things I notice a lot with artwork that's supposed to be photorealistic but falls short is this need to kind of move into the details too quick. If that foundation isn't set, yeah, you can put in all the details, it'll look great because it'll have all these chrome details, but the underlying, the real underlying forms that you're trying to get, if they're not right, it's gonna register with people even if it's subconscious almost. You know, if this isn't perfectly round the way it should be, it'll look like the guy ran into a curb or something, and we don't want that. So, I'm gonna switch over here so I can see what's going on, and you guys are doing it too fast. You can't win. Yeah, exactly, Astral. It's either like, you know, it's like either the cache is full, which is the upload memory of, you know, the whole system, and then it can't get information fast enough, or like right now where it's like, stop, you're sending too much. So yesterday I swung by the Source Gallery, which was amazing. Like I said, I ordered the frame for the Harley painting. We ended up going with this really like kind of thicker, pretty simple, but also let's get some like a gold inline or inside edge, and it's just really, really nice. What we talked about with Mark, or what I talked about with Mark when I was looking for a frame, was that I wanted something that looked kind of maybe like it was older, but not, you know, not ancient. I didn't want it all beat up or anything. Now I've got red, so this is what this is. It's just a back and forth thing until I kind of finesse this thing to being, you know, perfectly the shape it needs to be as far as the oval, which it's doing pretty good right out of the gate, which is nice. It's nice when it happens sooner than later. Grab some of this brownish maroon. I don't know why I didn't darken this in here. Have to do that now. So yeah, I spent a little bit of time over there yesterday. I visited Adam Pratt, who owns Youngstown Cycle and Speed, which is a great shop too. He's right next door, or you know, right around the corner, basically from the gallery. So I got to go in and hang out with him for a little bit, pick out a nice frame. It was great. I was standing there, and a young lady had come in, and she was looking for some stuff, and she came up to pay for it, and she had one of the Island Creek cards, and that made me super happy. I'm like, oh, thank you. She didn't know that I did it until we talked, but it was fun. I love that. All right, you know, this is what I'm doing with that. So I'm going to turn this a little bit. It's easier to get a better angle on this way. So Monday's feed apparently, well, obviously will be from here. So, and I'm still going to do that double giveaway. So, like I said, I don't know if I'll be live on Christmas Day for Facebook. I'm pretty sure I am, because we are actually celebrating Christmas with Marge's girls a couple days early because of their schedules. So we'll just be chilling and hanging out. So I think for those people who don't do Christmas, I'll just jump on and do a casual feed on Christmas Day. And in any event, Monday, this coming Monday, the 18th, which is my daughter's birthday, I'll be doing 2 painting giveaways. So I'll draw 2 names, which will be fun. get all those wins in, you know? Ow. Travis, thank you, buddy. What's up, Travis? Travis with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. That's awesome. Oh, Tim. Tim goes on Wednesday nights at 9:30 to 11:30. So that's Eastern Standard Time, Astral. So it's, yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. And if you, well, you've seen his feeds after the fact, but yeah, it's awesome. Oh, good, Tim. Yeah, I was really, that was a good idea. Or who did I saw someone else do it. One of the other artists I follow. It's not even an airbrush artist. I'm trying to remember who it was, but it was, yeah, it was great to see the palette as a separate, you know, right off the side. And I made it bigger too now, so you can actually see it. All right, I think that's pretty good. Methinks that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Just gonna fix this area right here. It's a little bit too light, so I'm gonna take care of it now while I'm thinking of it. Ooh, let me shoot the brush across the room. So in the inside between the spokes here, I just got to kind of mimic what's going on the asphalt outside. So it's really just kind of a stipple technique. And again, it's a small enough area that, you know, I don't have to mask it off and actually spray it like I did the other areas out here, which would have been ideal, because then it would look just like the stuff out here. But you know, I can, with the paintbrush, I can kind of mimic it enough, and it's dark enough in here that really all it has to do is give the indication of what's going on. There we go. I like it. Speaking of the asphalt, we got to do that next. The that, whatever the that is. Oh boy. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. So let me grab a copy over here. Oh yeah. So again, for those, I know I showed this on Monday, but I didn't show you guys here yet because I haven't worked on this in a while. This is the HD stencil that I was talking about. I'll flip it over because you can see it better from the back side of it. And it is literally like you go to hdstencils.com and you send, you know, you upload your photograph, whatever your photograph is, in whatever size you want, pretty much. They have like a size, like as big size limits as far as that goes, but they can also split the template. So you'll get two templates that you just line up. But in any event, you send them your photograph, upload it, and they will send you back this very, very cool, almost like screen printed mesh template. And you take that and you lay that on your surface and you spray through it, and then you get this like newsprint image that has a lot of the detail already laid out for you. So it's a nice way to get things locked in really, really quickly and accurately right out of the gate. Again, like any tool, it doesn't do the work for you. If you left this painting like this, and you know, it would be kind of cool, look like an old faded newspaper photo, but that's all you'd have. You know, if you want to turn that into this, there's a lot of work. So, which is nice. I mean, again, it just takes that first step. Like, say you're, I don't know. So it just takes that laying out part of it out of the equation for you, so you can get right to painting, which is fun. So that's what the HD Stencil is all about. I thought I just got an email from them too. They were running a special as well. So check their website and their social medias. And if they're having a deal, even if they're not having a deal, like I got these. I just ordered them way back, so. And I've used them a bunch. There was an album cover that I did, a saxophone that was really intense. I ended up using them for that. It's just really kind of cool. All right, I got a few of these copies now. This is good. Yeah. Oh. There is a oil paint color by Gamblin called Asphaltum. Asphaltum. It's a transparent. I wonder if it's made for. It has some kind of. Is it like a color of asphalt, or I wonder if it has like asphalt as the one of the components, which would be great. Yeah, Astral, it's great. Those things are really neat. You ever try painting any clothing, Steve? I was thinking of adding it to my work. I'm mostly automotive. Learned how important a heat press is today for Createx on fabric. Yeah, here and there, Travis. Nothing like, a lot of airbrush artists have the story that they started as t-shirt artists. Drew Blair and Scott McKay. I never did t-shirts like that, but yeah, I painted on fabric. It's, for me, it's a lot of fun. I did a jacket for my daughter and for my son and my sister. So stuff like that. But yeah, without a doubt, Marge did a lot of t-shirts, and she's fortunate to have all that stuff. So if I ever do clothing now, we actually have a heat press here, which is great. And you're right. The regular Createx paint needs that heat to cross-link that almost like the fibers in the paint helps it bond to the fabric. I would even heat set Wicked, even though it doesn't need it for hard surfaces and things like that. Oh, there we go, Dwayne. Yeah, aren't they awesome? A little more on the burnt umber side. So it's slow roasted asphalt. That's great. Nice, Tim. Yes. All right. So here we go. All right. So I just grabbed a copy. This is one of the copies from the reflections on the side, but it's proper use of, conservation of stencils here. The hubs are far enough away from all the other stuff that I don't have to worry about, contamination, I guess. Oh, turning is fun. Oh, most of the time with the stupid back thing, I forget, and then I'll turn or bend, and it will remind me how stupid that is. So, all right. Normally I would do both of these at the same time. Do I want to do both of these at the same time? No, I don't, because on this one I would have really need to have done all the spokes and everything first, because again, it's pointless to do the hub and then try to do the spokes around them and then screw it all up. So what we're going to do is we're going to just cut out the middle here, anywhere where the asphalt is going to be. This is the shadow right here, so this isn't going to really be the same thing. And then the yellow actually comes up like this here, like that. So that little duck shape is what we're looking for. There we go. Stunning. Yeah, so now I have extra time because I literally had planned on not bringing any paints or anything with me. So I have all the 543s done for Monday. I got pretty much all the orders out for this week already before, because I didn't want to have to worry about shipping them from Massachusetts or anything. So those are all done. So I can spend this weekend actually working around the house as much as I can, which is nice. I like it. So it's a bonus. Try to make good out of something that's not so good. All right. That looks good. Speaking of good, I need magnets. Put a big one on this side. That's all I really need. All right. You can't do that because I can't see comments there. Stop it. There we go. Miss Honey Rivera. Nah, honey, thank you. It's all right. It's okay. All right. So this bit of asphalt has a real tan feel to it. However, because I did not do that, well, I'll show you here. Oh, I can show you with the crummy photo. Grab the crummy photo. Honey, you'll love this. All these templates, what happened was I coffee had dripped down. Now it's old, but coffee had got on the bench where this folder was, so I have coffee all over this this folder and most of the templates. So I like to think this painting is now infused with coffee. All right, here we go. So here's the reflection. This is the reflection of the asphalt here. It's reflecting off of this stuff here. So even in the photograph here, it's more tan than what it really is on the surface. And then on my painting, I have it as kind of a cool gray. It's that little triangle right down there. So so the question is do I want to push it towards the tan or do I want to leave it at the cool gray? And I think for ease of understanding, I think I'm going to leave it the cool gray and omit the tan. And this is one of those things that, you know, will kind of keep popping up. Now, if I do that though, right? Which, no, I will, because over here underneath that, let me turn this off so you can see it. So over here, there's a lot of that color and it's all cool gray. So if I put the tan here, I'd have to put the tan on the bumper too. So I could, if the tan was the only here, then I could get away with it. You know, people wouldn't really make the connection that this is a different color than what it's reflecting that way. But out here, it would be obvious because this part here has tan all the way through this bumper. And then this part of my painting is cool blue. So you'd see the tan reflection and that wouldn't make any sense. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to omit that and just make it cool gray. So I know that was a lot, but like I said, this is what I do when I'm doing these things. It's just kind of going through everything. Excellent. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to mix up gray. I've already got white in this brush from just a second ago. So I think I'll add a little bit of black to that and see what we can come up with. There are a few of the holiday ornaments left. I was, again, wonderfully pleased that people were digging that. So again, if you want one of those 20, I'm out of the 22 ornaments now, but I do have some of the 23 ornaments, the green ones left. So if you want one of those, grab those before they're gone, and then also use the coupon on those as well. I had something to, oh, that's what I ran out of a few colors. One of them was the base color. So I ordered more of this. I love this color. This is a Wicked Metallic Platinum, which is the base for the ornaments. But it also, I've also used it on other things. Like this was the base for the polisher as well. I love this color. But I ran out of it. So I ordered it and I was afraid it wasn't going to come in, but Coast kicked ass and there it is. As well as the other color I burned through, which is the Pyrrole Red. I used up all the Pyrrole Red on all those paintings, and so I had to get more of that too. All right, but enough of that. Enough of my stock woes. All right, let's get the white mixed in. Let's get this gray going. So Tim, how's the move going? I noticed, well, I know you're in, but I know you, and I also know that you're glad it's over, which I can relate. I hate moving. But hopefully you're getting a chance to get settled. All right, so there's the gray. I know, super, super intense, huh? So let's now put in the gravelly bits. And I know you guys, the Patreon members who are, I think Honey's on and Brad's on. I think I owe you guys one episode. I think I didn't put up an episode last Friday, so I apologize for not being on the ball with that, but I have them already done. I just got to make them available to you guys. So I'll put up 2 this week. for Brad's Cutlass. I'm super, super excited. Since this is a casual feed, I'll be casual. Let me show you what's coming. This is great. So after I'm done with Brad's Cutlass for the Open Studio for Patreon, this is your next painting for Patreon. I'm extremely excited about this. So there's a small work show coming up in Cincinnati at the end of the summer next year. And I'm aiming directly towards it. So it's at the Manifest Gallery where Marge just had her show, which is how I found out about it. So I'm going to be doing this painting of Cincinnati. And that's looking north over the Ohio River. So you're almost over, well, I guess you'd be in Kentucky from the shot. I got this photo from a wonderful photographer. I ended up reaching out to her and asking her if I could, purchase the rights to use the photo for a painting. And she said, don't worry about it, just do it. So this is what it's going to be. It's super intense, which is fun. And it's going to be similar to the Boston painting and the Manhattan painting. I'm going to do that on aluminum. So this is the panel for that. And if you want to see how I do all those teeny weeny little buildings in one of those paintings, that's what Patreon members can enjoy. So I'll do an open studio with that. All right, so I got that. Let's put some white in here. So I've got the other brush hooked up. Put some white in here. We're going to do that stipple fun stuff to get the asphalt. Ow. There we go. There we go. Simon, how do you find the consistency of the color between bottles of Wicked? Would you be able to just touch up an older piece in Pyrrole Red with paint from a new bottle? Simon, for what Createx does and the way they kind of keep control of that, I would say yes. I mean, they have had some weirdness go on, like some, a run gets out that maybe isn't exactly the same. But here's the crazy thing about Createx. They take a sample of every batch that they make, and then they keep that sample. It's neat. I've seen it. They're numbered and dated and all that. So if you have a bottle that say like skunks or goes weird or separates or isn't the same color, you can send them a note and they'll ask you for the numbers on the bottle. Whoa, that was stupid. Sorry. Hold on. All right. I don't know what number it is, but they'll ask you for one of these numbers, either that number right there, or maybe it's the barcode, but I don't think so. I think that's the scan, but there's also, I don't know. There are numbers everywhere. So they'll ask you for the number on this, and then and they have a sample of this very run of paint, so they can test it and they can look at it. So with knowing that, I would say yes, they are really consistent. For me personally, though, it takes me so long to go through a bottle of paint that a bottle of paint usually represents a year's worth of paintings. So for me, I don't really notice it, even if it did change. So I guess that's what it is. Michael McClung, what's up, man? Steve, do you have any issue with the HD stencils being a different size from your paper cutouts? That's an excellent question. So what I did was I just printed out the photo that I sent to HD Stencil. So the same photo I sent to them is what I printed from. So they're exactly the same. But yeah, that's a great question. You got to make sure that you have that file set up so that you still have it if you were to do this kind of thing. You want to make sure that you have that file exactly the same as what you sent them. Yeah. Hopefully that makes sense. What color what did I miss? Honey, what color will you be doing this? Wait, what did I miss? Yeah, Dwayne missed last night with Tim. Yeah, Dwayne's got some great comments and ideas for sure. Honey, let me know what you mean by that. All right. Actually, because I got to look over at the computer for the comments, which is it's right next to me, but I got to move around. It's actually helping me out because, again, staying still is what hurts. All right, so there's white in the brush right now. So we're going to add a little bit of that. stipple to this. Now, the way to really kind of make this look the correct way, the stipple that's up near the top has got to be smaller than the stipple that's on this lower side here, because this over here is closest to you, and then it moves away from you, so that it kind of moves away, and that's what's going to really give that a lot of depth too. So let me set this up so that I've got, actually I can show you what I'm doing. Oh, that's the other cool thing. That's what I meant to say. So for the Cincinnati painting, I've already got the asphalt that I need to crush up for the background. This is the asphalt from the street that the gallery is on. So it's going to be fun. So I don't know if I guess I'll have to. If it's an open studio, you guys are going to have to see it. So I will do a video of me with a sledgehammer crushing that up, which is fun. I'm trying to find something to paint on so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, that was dumb too. All right, I'll do it on this. This is my 543 holder, but this will work. Okay. So what I got to do is I got to drop the pressure on this until it doesn't spray anymore. It just starts spitting paint out. But I want it really fine. Oh, there we go. I want the dots really fine like that. Even a little bit coarser. There we go, like that. Do it down here so you can see it. So that's what I want to start. And then as I move on with this is not going to work. Pull the magnet off? Of course it did. When I move on with it, then I can lower the pressure even more and it'll get even more coarse. So I'll show you what I mean. I should be able to get through this with just 3 colors, like a white, a medium gray, and then a black or a dark. All right, so first up along this edge is the finer stipple, like that. And then I'll just switch over to a dark area, the stencil, so I can see what I'm doing, and lower that a little bit more and get a little bit bigger dots. Put that in the middle stretch, like that. And then one last one, I'll just drop it down a little bit more to get some nice larger scale dots, and I'll put those right down to the bottom corner like that. So that gives me that sense that it's, reflecting the ground closest to us here, and then as it moves up higher, it's going farther away. Minor detail, but it really makes a big difference. All right, so let's switch to, I'll leave the white in there because I might need it. Switch into another brush, use the Mojo for this, and I'll do the same thing with the black. So the Mojo and the Krios I have here, and the Badger, Patriot, and the Arrow have a little air valve on it. So I have the air valve from Grex, which is right here. But depending on the brush you have, some have them on them, which will do the same thing. So we'll do it with the, oops, I turned it off. So I'll turn the air all the way up on here. So now I've got full air, but then I can use this little valve here to do the same thing. Just kind of reduce it so that I just start to get it to spit. Like that. So same deal. So real tiny speckles up at the top. Lower that air pressure a little bit more, or the airflow a little bit more. And then the next layer goes in the middle. A little bit bigger. That's probably too much, but that's okay. And the final one is just about turned off. So it'll be the largest of the dots. Just put that down in the bottom corner there. All right, I think that's good. Yeah, I'm not going to go too crazy with that because I don't want to, I don't want to, as always, too much is too much. Okay, so now to really seal the deal with this, I still have the gray in this brush, in the first brush. So to really seal the deal with this, I'm going to add a little bit of atmospheric perspective. So as things get farther away from us, they kind of lighten up, they become less saturated, and it makes it's the air between us that really makes that work. So I'm going to do the same thing on this hub. I'm just going to really lightly go over the top edge of this with the gray, the original gray, and that will just kind of make that look like it's kind of moving away. And that's all there is to it. So now all that is done. Ta-da! What did I miss? Oh, I missed a lot. Holy crap. Michael, thank you. Travis, I noticed good custom paints like Createx or House of Color. They are very spot on. Excuse me. If you're doing collision repair and mixing paint codes and that stuff, it's all over the, yeah, that's the thing, especially with automotive. I mean, as close as good companies, artists companies try to keep their pigments and their colors. Automotive, it's imperative, because when they're doing spot repairs like that, yeah, if the tones are off, if the pigments are off, it's obvious. Steve, Brad, do you ever get hassled from breaking up these city streets? Brad, I've gotten really good at knowing where to look for the already broken pieces, and that's what I did. But yes, actually, it's funny you say that. There's a story behind that too. Tim, thank you, buddy. And Brad, thank you. And Honey, thank you. You guys are amazing. Thank you. All right, Michael, have a great day. Thanks for jumping in. Back to Brad's about getting hassled. So the Boston painting, let me grab that for a second. And I got to stand up anyway, so give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to run over to the flat file and grab a painting. Okay. So this painting here, actually I'll switch out to here to show you. So this is the Boston painting, and again, it's the same size as what I'm going to do the Cincinnati painting in. This is 2.5 inches by 4 inches. Don't ask me why I picked this size. I think I originally had a panel for the Manhattan painting, and ever since then, all the city paintings have all been the same size. I just like the format. It's almost golden ratio-ish, but not really. It's a little bit taller, but still, anyway. So you notice all the cool brick in the background of this painting. So that brick, focus it a little bit better and actually I got a light on it. How about that? So you can see it. All right, so what this is the painting of down at the bottom there is Faneuil Hall in Boston. It's an open market, or kind of semi-open market. There's a market building right here, but then all on the outside of it is all open, you know, vendors and that kind of thing. It's a really neat place. If you get a chance to go to Boston, it's a great place to hang out, because you have all this shopping and eating and really cool stuff right here. Hard Rock Cafe is right here, and then, oh, I'm sorry, it's up here. And then right across from here, this is if in case you've heard all the horror stories about the Big Dig in Boston and that horror show that was, you know, embezzling money and all that fun stuff. Elevated highway that cut right across here, and what they did was they put that highway underground. That was the Big Dig. So anyway, there's open green here, and like carousel and all kinds of stuff. And then up here is the north end of Boston, where all the awesome food is, where all the Italians hang out. And that little steeple right there, that's the Old North Church where Paul Revere started his, well, not really, but that's where they basically let the folks in Charlestown, which is just off of the other side of the river, know what the British were doing. But anyway, it's a neat place. But back to this. So there's brick all along here. I took this photo in March, so it's actually winter time, and you can see the snow at the bottom of the trees and everything. But all this area down in here it's like all brick, all walkway. You can't drive around here. It's just all walking. So what I did was I grabbed the brick from it, but my original intent was to grab the brick that had fallen off of like the Custom House and this building here, which is a really old building. Problem is, these buildings are historical landmarks, and I thought that it would be in poor taste, even if it is on the ground, and probably highly illegal too, to take brick that belonged to these buildings. So what I ended up doing was I ended up just walking around, and all along the the whole brick walkway, there's some broken bricks and crushed bricks and all that stuff. So that's where I got the brick for this. But anyway, that's about as close as I got to getting into trouble with something like that. So no, I'm so far no one's chasing me down for it. But you never know. You never know. All right, moving right along. So way back on this, I painted just a swipe of blue on the top for the sky. That just saved me from having to do it now, but that would have been the next step, to put the sky in, which is just a swipe. You'll see it kind of peeks in and out of other stuff. So the next thing that's going on with this is a reflection of another car. Normally I take them out, but in this case I'm leaving it in because that little reflection in there helps to tell this story, because I did take this photo at cruise day. So there's a bunch of people with their cool cars and they were all parked up in a line. So you have this car back here, it makes sense that you'd see the other car that's right here. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay. I didn't even think of that. So if that Cincinnati painting is going to be one of the open studios and I show everything, I'm going to end up having a video of me smashing rocks, which is fun. All right, so here's the car right here. You can kind of see the wheel in there, so I'm going to include that. This car looks like it's maybe dark blue, but it's mostly gray, so we're going to probably do gray. Okay, the other things that's going on here, which I can grab now, this under here is actually I'm going to kind of include the Ford logo there. Is that yellow? It's yellow. Okay. This right here, this darker area here, is a reflection of this car, the shadow from this car. So that's going to be there. And do I want to get that? No, I don't. Okay. There's one more little dark area right here in the middle. See it right there? That's actually this dude here, Mr. Sandals, that I took out of the painting. So I'm not going to put that shadow in because that's his shadow. So if he's not there, he's not casting the shadow. Do I want to get that? Can I get that? The other thing up above, yeah, we're going to do some microsurgery here. There's a reflection on the edge of this thing, but it's really close to the one I just cut out, so we'll have to see if we can do it. Yeah, that worked out good. Come on now. Okay. I feel like I didn't get it. Come on, man. What the heck? Oh, that's fine. It'll work. All right. And I don't know what all this is. My flower. Oh, this is a Lucy. Lucy, that's the diagram for the Lucy camera. We must have been talking about that at some point. And no, it's not Australopithecus Lucy. It's the Lucy that you used to draw. Dwayne Marshall, thank you. Man, that's awesome. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. Oh, man. All right. What do I have? I can use the brush that has the original gray in it. I'll modify that. But I could use the black. Could I use the black? Feels like using the black would be lazy. It really needs to be gray. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Make that decision when we get that. is that so far off? Oh, it's not. I'm sorry. Here's what I'm looking at. I'm like freaking out over here. So I've got this pretty much lined up, but I'm looking at the headlight and I'm like, oh my God, that's so like not in the right spot. Why is that not in the right spot? And everything else is kind of lined up. And I started freaking out about it, and I realized then that this piece is folded like that. I need to go to bed. Okay, enough of this. I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. All right, lazy? No. So I'm going to take the gray, this light gray that I have, and I'm just going to add some black to it to make it a lot darker. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to use, I think. So I just realized I broke rule number 1. Don't wear anything you like. Once again, I have unpainted jeans on. That's bad because that means they're going to get paint on them, and then they won't be unpainty anymore, like all my other pants. Try not to do that. All right, so there's my darker gray. So now, just take a look at the photo. So it's darker on the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take advantage of the lighter gray that's already in there that didn't really mix in. Spray that down the bottom and then remix this up again. There we go. So now I've got the lighter gray on the bottom, and now I can put the darker gray on the top and kind of fade down to the bottom. Yeah, I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I didn't just cheese out and use just black and there we go. So now this bottom part is the asphalt, but it's in the shade. So what we're going to do, so I just did the gray there. So what we're going to do now is grab the black. I said I could grab the black. Wrong brush. Wrong brush again. Oh boy. All right. And I'm going to do stipple on that shadow right there. I don't have to do the white that I did before. I just need to do the black just to give it that pattern. Let's get this the right. And it's all down the bottom, so I don't have to do that, you know, like the multiple size stipple like I did on the rest of it. This is just really the area that's closest to the car. Okay. That's it. That's it for that. Lovely. Absolutely stunning. Okay, the other thing that needs to be blocked in now is the yellow that runs across the reflection of the yellow stripe. So that's a two-part thing, but I think I can get away with just one thing. What I miss Astral. Oh, so which building did Tom Schultz record More Than Feeling in? Boston. He had his own studio, Astral. It was in Massachusetts, but I don't think it was in Boston. I could be wrong. So, Mr. Genius Tom Schultz. Yellow, huh? All right, so let's get, I think I'm going to use opaque yellow for this. Let's find a new cutout. Yeah, this will work. Oh, Jeebus. Come on, Bear. So we're going to cut out the whole, even though the part of the, I'll show you the photo again. I said I'll show you the photo again. Here we go. So part of the yellow is also in shadow too, but we're going to do that with another color. We're going to paint the whole thing yellow and then paint in the shadow. So this, like this, and one of these, and two of them. I basically wore out my copy of Boston's, the self-titled album with More Than a Feeling on it. I'm pretty convinced I learned how to play drums with that and Def Leppard's Pyromania. I also listened to that till it was broken. All right, so there's your yellow. Jeebus Criminale. Okay. What else did I miss? I like that rich pen. Want to get one of Mike's custom ones. Yeah, Dwayne, it's a beautiful brush. The thing, all right, so most good brushes will do the job, right? But each one has its own thing. So from Mike's brush, it's a great detail brush. It's right in line with the the high-end Harder and Steenbecks and the Microns of the world, that kind of thing. The one thing that's different about Mike's, and I don't know why or how, but the trigger action of this brush as you pull it back, the only way I can describe it to people, it feels like it's like Teflon. Like, you know how you even in regular, like Iwatas or whatever, Grex, it feels kind of metal on metal for whatever reason, and I don't know how they do it. This one does not feel like that. It's super, super smooth back and forth. So that's the one thing that really, for me, sets this brush apart. Other than that, like I said, it's just a great detail brush. It's right, like I said, it's right in line with the other 0.2 millimeter brushes that are out there. And of course, Rich Pen is Japanese built too, like Iwata. So yellow. I gotta clean out a brush now too. Maybe I'll use, I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. Goes there. All right, and I'm gonna use opaque yellow. So let's actually use. Do I want to use this? No, I don't want to use this. Well, I'll use Mike's brush. That works. So I didn't want to use the brush with the gray in it because I'm going to use that for the shadow. That maybe I'll use the black. I'll have to mess around with it and see what it looks like. So for this yellow, I'm just going to use straight up. This is Wicked Hansa yellow, opaque. Because this line is obviously a painted line on the street or on the sidewalk. No, on the parking lot. So it's just very, very bright and brilliant. So I'm going to go with that. Now I have more in the feeling stuck in my head. Not that that's bad. All right. I am going to reduce this a little bit. Since this brush is more of it's like a 0.2 millimeter, so it doesn't like super, super thick paint through it, so we're not gonna fight it. Definitely, I'm gonna listen to the next brush. Yeah, it's worth it, Dwayne. Tim, have a good one, buddy. I didn't see that. Dan Mayer, what's up? Yeah, Dan, there wasn't up until last night, but yeah. So surprise. All right, yellow. Just straight up Hansa yellow. So this paint it's an opaque paint, but if you apply it with an airbrush and do it in light layers, it'll remain transparent for a lot of it until it hits that kind of saturation point. But I don't want that to happen because there's a little bit of texture from the asphalt that's kind of popping through, so I want to leave that. I think that looks good. And again, it tells a story, it shows that's a yellow line painted on the asphalt. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the gray. Make sure it's perfect. And I need some sort of little template here. This one will work. When I get these templates, I really should mark them because I get them and I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait to use it. And then I forget where I got them from. Like the set, I don't know where the set came from. I feel bad about that too. Some of them I know, like all the Tommy Ham templates are like this, so I know these are Tommy's. And obviously our tools are labeled, but yeah, these other ones I I should have, you know, done something with them so that I would know. So when people ask, like, hey, where'd you get that? And I'll be like, I don't know. Sorry. I feel mostly bad because someone really put a lot of time and effort into these templates, and I wasn't smart enough to write down who they came from. All right. So I just use that template and that edge to kind of block off that guy and just really lightly go over that yellow area to kind of put that in the shadow. And that should give us what we need. Ta-da! Now the paintbrush stuff, and then this hub is ready to rock. I'm going to move over and look at comments because I can. There we go. Asked about my Boston album when I was 17. It influenced my guitar playing forever. Yeah, how could it not? I mean, Tom Schultz's sound was and is legendary. Yeah, there we go. And I saw that from Dwayne. I had a Boston cassette stuck in my car, played constantly till it wore out. That's awesome, Dwayne. Was an 8-track. I think my family had that album on 8-track, but I listened to mine on, I think I was a cassette boy too. Got to go for the afternoon. Thanks for another great feed, Steve. Have a good day, everyone. Brad, have a great one, buddy. Awesome. And now I just have Pandora, so I can listen to it whenever I want. I didn't realize I wasn't wearing my mic from when I came back. Sorry about that. Probably super quiet the whole time. Not that that's a bad thing, because I talk too much anyway. All right. All right, great. So that's it. So let's get you guys in super close. We'll do all the paint details on the hub, and then I think I'm going to call it because I have a date with some Advil. Hold on. I don't know why this is not working all of a sudden. I'm going to just switch over to this one so you don't have to go for the ride. I love, you guys can't see them, but I have these camera mounts from an Italian company called Manfrotto, and they are awesome. But for some reason, this one I have has been giving me problems, and it's just one joint in it. It's really weird. So we'll get you guys super close. What I like about the arm is that you can literally set them to, in any position at all. They're fantastic. But again, this one's weird. I don't know what's going on with it. Oh yeah, this will get you guys right in there. So you guys will be able to see what's going on. How about that? That's close. So now you can really see the asphalt texture and that gradation of size once I stop touching it. There we go. How the gradation of size makes that asphalt look like it's the reflection, like it's going away from us. And then you can also see kind of the transparency through the line on the ground. So I like it. All right. Let me switch this over a little bit so I can see what I'm doing, because you guys are right on top of this now. All right, the paintbrush stuff. No, that's kind of shitty down there too. I got that? Nope. That. So what I'm going to do, I realize that down the bottom side of this, it's not quite as round as it needs to be down here. That's not wet enough. That's better. Yeah, much better. Okay, so now I can start adding the fun stuff in. So it's a lot of just like little tiny details that will kind of bring this whole thing together. The highlights, the brighter spots. So we'll start with the darker stuff first, like the seam, like the outside edge of this thing. And this, you know, there's that saying, it's in the details where the angels and the devils dwell. It's so true. It's really what ends up pulling the whole thing together. Got some red in here. Just gonna clean up this edge again because, see, that's how it goes. It's like back and forth, you know. Try to fix it and you end up screwing it up. There we go. All right. What else we got? Oh, blue, light blue. This is fun. So grab some white, and this is daylight, well, not daylight blue. Yes, daylight blue. Make up a really light blue. Add the details on the bottom. Lovely. Excellent. All right, so there's a Ford logo. Oh, there's another yellow line in there too. What do you know about that? Okay. This isn't the same yellow on the palette. This is golden yellow up here, but I can create a reasonable facsimile of the opaque yellow because I'm painting on white up here. So it's going to come out as brilliant, pretty much as brilliant as the Hansa yellow. What I can also do too to kind of help it along is just go over this yellow down here a couple times with the brush, and that will add that same yellow in, kind of make it a little bit more continuous. Yeah. Yeah, like that. There's a lot of blue up there. A lot of gray up there too. All right. So this here, so you guys can still see it. Switch for comments. Oy, 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 oy. My favorites Don't Look Back. Copied that airbrush spaceship so many times. Crystal rocks on the ground were a challenge. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I was one of the cool kids with a cassette player in my car. I had an old car to start, so the first thing I did was, you know, put a cool radio in it and better speakers and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it was cassette way back in the day. All right, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, gray. Okay, so the darker details on the top now. There are a lot of them. Pretty complex, but that's okay. I like it. Complex is good. You guys are right in there. Just gotta move this so you guys can see it and I can see it too. Yep. Yeah, I think this car that's up above, or that's reflecting in this, is blue. So I'm going to grab some daylight blue, and it's still got all the gray and stuff in it that I was just using. So I didn't even clean the brush out. But what that will do is it'll give me like kind of a base colored blue. This is too thin, but it'll still work. Kind of give me a base blue for this car, I think, to start adding some of that. I did it originally, it's too much paint. I did it originally gray, but put a little bit of a wash of blue over it, I think. I don't know, it could be a black car and it was in direct sunlight, and you know the reflections in black cars are blue. So it might be that too, but it doesn't overly matter for this. It just has to be really whatever it is. More blue to that. There we go. I like that better. Lovely. So now it's starting to feel like what it's supposed to be. Now the only thing I got to do is to really kind of finish this up is to add that darker line around the outside of this thing where the chrome hubcap meets the hub. So we'll start somewhere around here. Yeah, I knew that was going to be too much. Yeah, fix that too. There we go, that's better. So I just want to indicate it, just kind of get a little bit of it in there. Yeah, that's good. I feel good about that. All right, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna back you guys up. I'll switch out here so you don't have to go for the ride. And I'm gonna back you up so you can see the whole thing, because there's one other, well, not one other thing, but there's something I'm gonna have to keep in mind from here. And let me focus this up and I'll show you. So when I'm working on a painting like this that has, for instance, like the wheel, the spare tire and the actual wheel itself. Let's focus you guys in. So it has these two here that are almost, I mean, for all intents and purposes, they're identical. I've done all this. I've got the chrome in and all that stuff. It's not quite finished yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the brakes on, literally, and not finish up this hub yet. So what I'll do is I'll get this spare tire to the same point, and then I'll finish both of these together. So what that does is it keeps it continuous. Like I'll have exactly the same colors between the two, because they should be the same colors because it's chrome and they're reflecting the same thing. If I finish this one totally, then I have to really work hard to match this one to that one. Or if I work on them at the same time, that match happens automatically. So hopefully that makes sense. So I think that's where I'm going to hold up on that. Well, the next step, like I said, the next step really is to finish the tire and do the, you know, the rest of the wheel and all that fun stuff. But as far as this painting goes, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to finish up this Ford in the back, the blue one. Is if I get that out of the way, then I can just work on this car and then the painting is done. Honestly, when I pull this painting out, I'll switch to the way far away one so you can get a better feel for it. When I pull this painting out after, it's been months since I really looked at it. I was surprised how much I did have done on it. I thought it was like really early on in the painting for some reason. That was stuck in my head, and I think that was probably part psychological, you know, just kind of psyching myself out, thinking I had, you know, a lot to go on this. This painting is at about 60% done now, which is, if you had asked me before I looked at it, I would have said it's somewhere between 35 and 40% done. But this is really, you know, it's going to come together pretty quick. And like I said, I have the frame already for it, so that as soon as this is done, it gets cleared, photographed, and it's in the frame and ready to go. So I'm happy with that. All righty then. Switch to not that one. Switch to that one. Too many damn buttons. Oh, hold on, I have to sit up before I switch. There we go. Oh, that was fun. There we go. So thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me with my busted back. what do we got going on this week? Just I'm going to upload the videos for Patreon members so that they can see the next 2 episodes of Brad's Cutlass. That'll go up tomorrow. I will be back here Monday night for Monday Night Live. It's great. We're going to give away 2 paintings. If you want to get in on getting a painting, join us on Monday night. It's really, really easy and it's fun, and it doesn't cost you anything other than your time. And we always have a good time on Mondays. And then now that I'm here, that I didn't go to Massachusetts, I will have a Tech Tuesday for next Tuesday. And then the premiere too for the next razor blade painting and all that fun stuff. So next week is regular business. As far as the following week with Christmas, we'll just kind of play it by ear. But right now I plan on having everything go off, especially the videos. I'll just upload them. So that's what we got going on. All right. So thank you all for your more than crazy generous super chats. Again, that's what keeps all this going. So I deeply appreciate it. And if you want to support me in a way that's non-financial, just click the like button. It's free and it means a lot. It's huge for YouTube. They love interaction with the videos, and that's how they push them to new people. You can also share it too if you know someone who would enjoy it and have a good time with us. Would love to have more people on board. So that's what I got. All right. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe, relax, do something fun, and I will catch you guys all on the next one. Thanks a lot.